Hi. For today's class, we're going to work on a hips and mobility flow. And ideally, you will have a block and a strap. However, you don't need the block, so any poses that feel comfortable with your hands to the floor, that you can also do. If you need to bring the floor higher, that's what the block is for. So let's start by coming to a comfortable seated position. You can bring your hands to your knees, palms facing down for a grounding effect, or palms facing up for a more receiving effect. And take a few moments and close your eyes. And as you do so, begin to breathe in and out through your nose. And try to maintain your breath through the nose for the entire length of the class. If it doesn't happen, it's fine. Just keep coming back to that mindfulness of trying to keep the breath through the nose. Bring your chin toward your chest and slowly blink your eyes open. Lift the head back up, bring the arms out to the sides, fingertips grazing the floor. Inhale, turn the palms up, sweep the arms up, look up, palms come to touch. And then exhale, turn the palms down, sweep the arms down, chin toward your chest. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up. Exhale, sweep the arms down, chin toward chest. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up. Exhale, sweep the arms down, chin toward chest. Two more. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up. Exhale, sweep the arms down, chin toward chest. Last one. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up. And then exhale, sweep the arms down and look forward. Bring the right hand behind you and left hand to the outside of the right knee. And then get tall with the spine and twist on your exhale. With every inhale, try to get taller. And with every exhale, try to twist a little bit deeper. We're working on the 6 movements of the spine. And we're starting off with our twist. Unwind, come back to the center, and then bring the left hand behind you, right hand to the outside of the left knee. Inhale to get tall, and exhale as you twist. Use your breath to guide your movement. Inhale, getting taller, and exhale, twisting deeper. Unwind and come back to the center, arms to the sides. Reach your right arm up, and then lean to the left. If you can get the elbow down, that's fine. If not, wherever you are, we're stretching out the sides of the body, working on our side bending of the spine. Good, and then rise up, right hand comes down, left arm goes up, and lean to the right, going to where your body allows you to, feeling this stretch along the left side of the body. Good, and then rise back up, bring the left arm down. Bring the arms in front of you, make fists with your hands and make some circles with your wrists. And then reverse it. Good, very nice. Bring the wrists to touch. And we'll try to keep the wrists together as we make a circular motion. You'll bring your hands through you, your pinkies come toward each other, the backs of the hands touch, the thumbs touch, and then the palms are facing down, and we'll do it again, opening up the hands. Just working on some of wrist mobility. And now reverse it. You're going out, thumbs touch, hands come toward you, and then away as they open. Keeping the wrists together as if magnets were holding them together. Very nice. And then bring the hands behind you, uncross your legs, and bring your feet wider than your mat. Not than your mat, wider than your hips. Let your knees go from side to side like windshield wipers. And you're trying to maintain 90-degree angles where your knee lines up with your ankle and your knee lines up with your hip. And you're trying to keep your body at the center, only the lower half moving. Knees from side to side. Take a couple more side to sides. And then start to bring the knees to the right and hold it there, lifting through your chest. Good, then come back toward the center, and then knees toward the left, lifting through the chest. Good, then bring the knees back up and open up your legs. Straighten out the legs, keep them open. Bring the hands in front of you and start to walk the hands forward. Pull the toes back so your toes are pointing toward the ceiling. And with every couple of breaths, maybe test if you can go a little bit further. Eventually, maybe the elbows coming down toward the floor. You can shift your weight from side to side. Saying hello to the hips, noticing how everything feels. And then coming back to stillness, if you were taking motion, and noticing where you are here. Begin to walk the hands back toward your body. And now bring your feet to touch, soles of your feet touching. Then start to press into the side edges of your feet so your feet open up like pages of a book. Grab your feet to encourage the opening up. Bend the elbows back and start to lean forward. You can gently use your arms to slightly push down on your legs wherever you feel comfortable. And check in with yourself. Maybe after a few breaths, you can go a little bit deeper. Not necessarily going to your deepest, since we're just beginning to warm up the body. Very nice. Start to come back up. And start to make your way into tabletop, coming into all fours, bringing your wrists underneath your shoulders and knees underneath your hips, spreading the fingers wide. We'll take some cat-cow poses. Inhale, the belly drops as your chin moves away from you and you look up. And then exhale, round your back, chin toward your chest. Inhale, belly drops, arch, and look up. Exhale, chin to the chest, round your back, look toward your navel. Inhale, belly drops, arch, and look up. Exhale, chin to chest, round, look toward your navel. Two more. Inhale, arch your back. Exhale, round your back. Inhale, arch your back. And exhale, round your back. And now start to shift the weight forward and back, stretching out the wrist. And the further forward you lean, the more of a stretch you will get. So notice what your body needs. It could be small or it could be a big movement. And now begin to turn your hands outward so the fingers point away from your mat and start to shift the weight from side to side. Good, and now turn the hands so that the fingers point back, thumbs are toward the outside edges of your mat. And start to lean forward and back again. Maybe not going too far back if it's too deep of a stretch for you. Always sticking with what feels best for your body. Now start to turn your hands forward again, fingers pointing forward, and we'll make some circles. You'll shift your weight toward the right, then you'll come forward, toward the left, and back. And we'll take 3 or 4 circles, and that you can move slow or fast, whatever feels appropriate for your body. And then we'll start to take it to the other side. So leaning toward the left, then chest coming forward to the center, leaning toward the right, then leaning back. And then taking 3 or 4 circles here. Very nice. Now start to come into child's pose. And we'll do a wide knee child's pose. So go wide with your knees, push back toward your heels, And maybe walk the hands away from you. And if you want a bit of a shoulder stretch, place your hands on blocks. Very nice. Start to walk the hands back so that you're coming back into that tabletop. Bring your knees back to underneath your hips and then step the knees back a little bit. We'll start to work on some moving on the breath. You can move your blocks a little bit if they're in front of you. And what we'll do is we'll inhale to come forward. The hips start to come down. And then exhale, you'll bend your elbows to lower all the way down toward the floor. Untuck your toes. Inhale, lift your chest to cobra. Then exhale, tuck your toes and push back towards child's pose. Inhale, coming forward. Exhale, bending the elbows to lower. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, push back towards child's pose. Inhale, coming forward. Exhale, bending the elbows. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, push back. 2 more like that. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, bend the elbows. Inhale, lift. Exhale, push back. Last one. Inhale, forward. Exhale, bend the elbows. Inhale, lift. Exhale, push back and hold the child's pose with your toes tucked under. Good. Now pull forward into that table and tuck your toes. Step the knees in if you need to. And lift your hips up so that we're coming into downward facing dog. Bend one knee, then the other. Good, then bring the knees back, coming into table. And step the right leg back behind you, nice and long. Lift the right leg up. Find your balance, engage through the core. And then reach your left arm forward. Good, now bring your left hand down and bring your right leg outside of your mat, lining your heel up with your left knee. And then push back like you're going into child's pose, but that right leg is out to the side. And now we'll take this to movement. Inhale, you're coming forward like you're going into table. And exhale, pushing back like you're going into child's pose. Inhale, forward, table. Exhale, back into child's. Inhale, forward. Exhale, back. 2 more. Inhale, forward. Exhale, back. Inhale, forward. And exhale, back. Now inhale, come forward. And then bring the right knee in. Switching sides. Left leg goes behind you. Lift the left leg up. Press into the left hand and reach the right arm forward, coming into that balance, engaging the core. Bring the right hand down and bring the left leg out to the side. Left knee lining up with your left heel lining up with your right knee. Then push back like you're going into child's pose and hold. Good, and let's take that into movement. Inhale, come forward like table. Exhale, push back like child's pose. Inhale, forward. Exhale, push back. Inhale, forward. Exhale, push back. 2 more. Inhale, forward. Exhale, push back. Inhale, forward. And exhale, push back. And now come forward again and bring the left knee in. Now step your right foot forward between your hands, and now grab your blocks and bring the blocks to the tall level behind your heel, and we're going to hold this. Now, place your hands on the block, but don't dump into the blocks, and push your right knee forward as your hips start to sink, and go as deep as your body allows. Good, and now let's take this into movement. Inhale, you're straightening the leg. You can keep your foot flat or lift the toes up. And then exhale, you're bending the knee, letting your hips sink, lifting through your chest. Inhale, straighten the leg. Exhale, bend the knee, lift through the chest. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. And one more. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. And now this time, straighten the leg. And we're going to hold that, pulling the toes back, trying to get the right leg as straight as possible. If you feel comfortable, you can make the blocks lower. They have 3 sizes: small, medium, large, or you can even remove the blocks and your hands come to the floor. So doing whatever your body feels comfortable with. Good, now bend your right knee. Walk the blocks forward a little bit so that they're lining up with the back of the heel. Then tuck your left toes and lift your left knee up so you're in a low lunge. Lift through the left thigh and get your left heel high above the ball of your foot. We'll take it to movement here. Inhale, straightening the right leg, and then exhaling, bending the knee. Inhale, straightening. Exhale, bending. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. 2 more. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. And exhale, bend. Good, now straighten the right leg and hold it there. Good, now bend your right knee. Lower your left heel. Bring your right block around, or just your right hand. Turn the right foot in so it's parallel to the left, and walk yourself to the center so that your torso is right at the center between your feet. Using blocks if you need them, whatever height you need them, or bringing your hands to the floor. Then start to let the torso release. Maybe the head comes closer toward the floor. Whatever feels good for you. Very nice. Now straighten the arms, blocks if you need them, and start to bend the knees. Bend the right knee, shifting the weight to one side, bending the left knee, shifting the weight to the other side. Just shifting from side to side in mini side lunges. And now let's take it to the other side. So come to stillness and then turn your left toes out. Start to walk your hands with your blocks toward your left foot. Lift your right heel and then bring your right knee down. Hands could be on your blocks. Left knee is bent. Right knee is on the floor. And we're holding this lunge. Let your hips sink forward, lifting through the chest. Good, now we'll take it to movement. Inhaling, straightening the left leg, maybe the toes lift. Exhale, bend the left knee. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Lift through the chest. 2 more. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. And exhale, bend. Now straighten that left leg and hold. Good. Now bend your left knee. Tuck your right toes and lift your right knee up. So you're in the lunge. Knee off the floor. Good. And taking it to movement here. Inhale, straighten the left leg. Exhale, bend the left knee. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. 2 more. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. And now straighten the left leg and hold it here. Folding deeper if it's accessible to you, or keeping your distance. Trying to maintain 2 straight legs is the goal. Good. Bend your left knee, lower your right heel, and start to walk around to the center. Turn the left toes in so they're parallel to the right. Come back to that center point and start to fold forward over the legs, using your blocks if you need them, hands or even forearms on the blocks, or forearms to the floor. And start to bend your knees, shifting the weight from side to side, bending the right knee, then the left knee, right knee, left knee. And now we're taking side lunges. So we'll start with the left side. So shift the weight to the left leg. You can walk the hands toward the left side with your blocks. Maybe lift your right toes up. And then once you find a comfortable spot, maybe lift your chest up. Maybe the hands come to prayer. Maybe the hands are on the floor. Maybe your hands are on blocks in front of you. Now using lots of strength, bring the blocks back if they're away from you. Press into them to straighten the left leg. Right toes come down. And now start to take it to the right side. Walk the hands over, blocks if you need them. Bending the right knee. Maybe lifting the left toes. Maybe the hands are away from you. Then start to bring the blocks back toward you. Straighten out the right leg. Come back to the center. Bring your left hand underneath your face. Could be on the block. And sweep the right arm up. You can take the block with you for a little added weight as you twist. Good, and then come back down. Right hand comes underneath the face now. And the left arm opens up toward the sky. Good, the left hand comes down. And we'll start to take it to the right again. Turn the right toes out. Start to walk over to the right. Start to turn the right foot forward and lift the left heel up, coming into our lunge. Keep your left hand down on your block or on the floor and sweep the right arm up, taking a twist. Bring the right hand down, lower the left heel, and start to rise up, windmilling the arms, reaching out in opposite directions, keeping the right knee bent. Arms reaching away from you, left leg stays as straight as you can keep it. Coming into warrior two. Looking over your right middle finger. Now begin to straighten out your right leg. You can make your stance shorter by bringing the left foot in, then bringing the right hand down. It could be to your block or to the floor. Left arm straight up, coming into triangle pose. Very nice. Now bend your right knee. Come back into your warrior two. Now straighten out your right leg. Turn your right toes in. And turn your left toes out, bending your left knee, coming into warrior two on the other side. Very nice. Now start to straighten out your left leg for our triangle. Maybe bring the right foot in a little bit. And then maybe bring the left hand down. Could be to your shin. Could be to your block. Right arm up. Very nice. Start to rise back up. Turn the left toes in. This time, reach the arms behind you, interlace your fingers, puff up your chest, look up. And then as you fold forward, reach the arms up and away from you as much as you feel comfortable doing. Release the hands, straighten the arms. Walk around to the right, turn the right toes forward, frame the foot, bend the right knee, lift your left heel, and now let's come back into plank pose. Keep your hands on the floor, step the right leg back to meet the left leg. We're holding the plank, working on building some core strength. And then bring the knees down. Untuck your toes, walk the hands back as you sit on your heels. Shoulders coming up over hips. Reach the arms up, interlace the fingers, and release your pointer fingers. And then let your body come down to the right and to the left, side to side. Good, then come back to center, and then lean to the right. Stretching out the left side of the body. Mini half moon poses. Good, come back to the center, reach up and lean to the left, right side of the body, stretching. Very nice, come back to the center, release the arms behind you, interlace the fingers, reach your knuckles down toward the floor, look up, chin away from you. Good, then look forward, release the hands, and let's come forward into pigeon pose. So bring the hands down like you're coming into table, then bring your right knee toward your right wrist and your right foot over to the left. Then start to tuck your left toes under, lift the knee, and start to slide that left leg back. You can always use a block underneath your right hip to support you if you need it. Walk your hands forward if you're comfortable, or use blocks under your elbows if you can't come all the way toward the floor. Good. From here, walk the hands back. You're going to shift the weight toward your right hip, removing a block if you have it there, and then swing your left leg around toward the corner of your mat, right foot up against your left inner thigh. We're going to turn toward the left leg and fold forward. Hands could be on the floor. They can reach your foot. If you cannot reach your foot, this is where we will use our strap. Placing the strap around the foot, keeping the length in the spine and the straightness in the left leg. Always going deeper after a few breaths, wherever your body allows you to be. Very nice. Slowly start to come up. And then lift your right knee up. Place your right foot on the floor. Bring your left leg so it's at the center of your mat. And then start to come on to your back as you lift your left leg up toward the ceiling. If you're comfortable with your right knee bent, you can stay there. If you'd like, you can take it a little bit deeper by straightening out your right leg. You can have one or two hands on your strap, but don't put too much tension on your hands and shoulders. If your leg isn't quite straight, you can reach it away from you to get it straighter if bringing it toward the ceiling causes you to bend the knee. Good. Now place the strap in your left hand, right arm by your side or onto your right hip, and start to lower the leg over to the left as much as you can, keeping your right hip down on the floor. Very nice. Start to bring the left leg back up toward the ceiling. Grab the straps with one strap on each side, and then use the pressure of your hands pressing into the strap and your leg pressing into the strap to lift yourself up to sit. Good. Put your strap to the right side. We'll need it when we do the other one. And just reach forward, maybe grabbing your feet or maybe just arms alongside your legs, noticing how this feels. Maybe going deeper after a few breaths. Maybe your legs feel completely different since we just finished stretching one more than the other. Notice if they feel different. Very nice. Start to walk the hands back, uncurling. You're going to bring your left hand behind you, fingers pointing away from you toward the right corner of your mat, back corner of your mat. Then the right arm will come around and you'll start to turn your body until you come into a plank. We're holding the plank here for a few breaths. Pull the belly in, activate the core, activate the quads. Good. Bring your knees down and start to come into pigeon on the other side. Bring your left knee toward your left wrist and then wiggle your left foot out to the right. Then with the right toes tucked under, lift the knee and start to bring the right leg back. And you can do that a few times until you get to your deepest. And then maybe start to come forward using your block under elbows if you need them. Holding our pigeon. And start to walk the hands back. Start to lean onto your left hip, swinging that right leg around to the right corner of your mat, left foot up against your right thigh, turning toward your right leg, using your strap if you did on the other side, or reaching for your foot, whatever feels best for you. Maintaining length in the spine, maintaining length on your right leg. Maybe coming deeper after a few breaths. And slowly start to come up. Good. Keep the strap on your right hand. Lift your left knee up. Left foot comes down. Bring the right leg toward the center of your mat. Then start to come on to your back as you lift your right leg up. Grabbing the strap wherever it feels good for you. Maybe maintaining your left knee bent, left foot on the floor for support, or if you're comfortable, straightening out the left leg across the floor. And noticing where your right leg needs to be so that it's straight. Releasing any tension from your neck as you hold. Okay, then place the straps only in the right hand. Left hand comes on top of your left hip or alongside your body. And start to bring your right leg out to the side as far as you can go, keeping your back neutral against the floor so that you're not rolling to the right side. So only going to the depth that your body allows you to go to. Very nice. Start to bring the leg back up. One strap in each hand. Press into the foot, press into the strap to lift yourself up. Good. And now place both feet in your strap if you need it, if you can't reach your feet. And then start to fold forward. If you don't need the strap, you're just holding on to the pinky side edges of your feet as you get your body closer toward your legs. Very nice. Start to uncurl, coming up. Put your strap to the side. Keep your left leg straight, bend your right knee in toward your chest, and hug it in for a few breaths here. Trying to get your thigh against your torso. And now let's start to take that into a twist. With your left hand, grab your right knee and start to bring your right hand behind you. The closer toward your body your right hand is, the straighter your back will be. If it's away from you, you'll be leaning back, and that's okay also. But eventually we want to be as straight as possible. If holding on to the knee is easy, you're rolling that right shoulder back, and maybe you're taking a deeper twist, getting the knee toward your elbow crease. If that still feels easy, maybe you're bringing the left arm around so that the elbow presses to the outside of the right knee so that you can twist even deeper. Very nice. Start to unwind, come back to the center, and straighten out your right leg. Bend your left knee in toward your chest, and let's hold that in for a few breaths here. And now let's start to take that toward our twist. Right hand grabs the left knee, left hand comes behind you, and start to turn toward the left. And you don't have to go to your deepest right away. So wherever you go, take a few breaths there. Then if it feels easy, maybe bring the knee into the elbow crease to help you twist more. And then if it still feels easy, maybe you're bringing that right elbow to the outside of the left knee to push and twist even more. Good, then unwind, coming back toward the center. Keep your left knee bent, let it go out to the side, and then bring your right foot in to meet the left foot, coming back to our bound angle pose that we did at the beginning. By now, your hips should feel a little bit more open, and maybe you'll go a little deeper. Open up the feet like pages of a book, pressing into the side edges of the feet. Bend the elbows back and start to hinge your torso forward, trying not to round in the back. We'll do that after. So let's try to maintain a straight back as long as we can. Thinking of reaching your chin away from you, chest away from you. Maybe gently pressing into the legs to encourage them closer toward the floor. And now let's do that back rounding. So lean back, chin toward your chest, round your back, and then start to come forward. Head is heavy. Very nice. Start to uncurl to come up. Hands to your knees. Bring the knees to touch. Bring your feet away from you. Hands behind you. Lift up. Bring your hips toward your heels. And then slowly start to come onto elbows. And then shoulders toward the floor. From here, let's take happy baby. So knees toward the armpits, feet toward the ceiling. You can grab the backs of the knees and thighs, trying to keep your heels lined up with your knees. And if that's easy, you can maybe bring your hands to the pinky side edges of the feet, pulling down. From here, let's rock from side to side a few times. Massage the spine, massaging our sacrum. And then let's start to come to stillness in the center and hold. Pressing the shoulders down, pressing the lower back sacrum area into the floor, and trying to get the feet to pull down even more. Very nice. Now release the feet, bring your hands to your knees, and let's take some circles with your knees. And now let's reverse the direction. And now let's bring the knees together, arms out like airplane wings. And then let's lower our knees to the right. You can stay looking straight toward the ceiling, or you can turn your head to look toward the left. Start to bring the knees back to the center. And now lower your knees to the left. And maybe look straight toward the ceiling or look to the right. Very nice. Start to come back to the center, knees to the center. Hug both knees in and rock from side to side a few times. And let's start to release the knees, bringing the soles of your feet to the floor, knees staying bent. Separate your feet and knees, hips width distance apart, and walk your feet in as close to your body as possible. Arms are long by your side. Maybe you can touch your heels here. Press into your feet, press into your shoulders, press into your hands, and lift the hips up toward the ceiling, coming into bridge pose. Slowly start to make your way back down. Separate your feet as wide as your mat. And then let your knees go from side to side like windshield wipers. And then slowly start to bring your knees to the right. They don't stack. They're kind of in 90-degree angles, like we did in the beginning of class. And then slowly start to bring the knees back and lower the knees toward the left. Then start to bring the knees back and start to straighten out your legs toward the corners of your mat. Your arms can stay alongside your body, palms down or palms up. Closing your eyes, coming into our final rest, our Shavasana. You can stay in Shavasana as long as you like. Allow your body to become heavy and allow yourself to sink and melt into the earth beneath you. Taking as much time as you need for yourself here, honoring yourself with the rest necessary after your practice. Noticing all of the subtle differences that take place in the body, in the mind, and in the breath. Thank you for your efforts. Thank you for your practice. And take as long as you need.